here.
Okay, it says live here. Got it.
Huh?
It's up there.
All right. So I'm just waiting a little bit to see when you guys start showing up. I'm going to go over this real quick, and then I'll take a seat. And my wife is here to help facilitate any questions, either regarding this stuff or stuff for the third-party panel. And next week, I'll do like a more thorough breakdown of my thoughts regarding it, because I think there is a lot to say, and I might break it down into two different things. One about the panel specifically, and then one about what the panel tells me, what the panel communicates to me. So yeah. All right. I guess we'll get started. What I'm doing is basically shipping is on me for this week, starting from Sunday, ending at Sunday. I'm going to show you exactly which designs I have left. And keep in mind, next Saturday I'm putting something up for pre-order. I'm going to have that pre-order run for 2 weeks to allow you guys to facilitate and kind of work your schedules around in order to secure one if you are interested. But I'll talk more about that next week. All right. Let's get down to it. So we have two different styles of blankets. We have the plush and the Sherpa. They're both nice. The Sherpa's better. The plush is still good. One's more expensive than the other, and it's more expensive because it's a higher grade material. They are $100 for the plush, $125 for the Sherpa, and I'm covering the shipping. I'm going to run through them real quick so that I can field some questions regarding that panel, and then and then we'll go on about our respective Sundays. So Prime, and I don't know if, and Laura, feel free to chime in if you know how many, because some of these we have more than one left in stock, but some we do not.
Yeah, that's the only one.
Okay. We're going through the plush first. We have the Prime available. All right, moving right along. We have
Blaster.
Oh, and to get in touch with me for it, just email me or DM me on any platform. It's going to be first come, first serve. I will try to be as fair as possible to when they are time stamped in. I check my Instagram more often than I check anything else. Blaster and the tapes. Even that one that no one really cares about, where the two turn into one, that I can't think of even the name right now, but he's on there. He's hanging out. Let's see. If you guys look closely in the background, you'll catch probably dioramas that you haven't seen yet, but I'm trying to save most of that for a upcoming video. Anyway, Megs. Can't have one without the other, obviously. I should have, shoulda, woulda, coulda. And the records. We got a few of these left, I know for sure. So pretty much the classic team there. Well, not classic, I suppose, but modern. And everybody should be pretty much accounted for if you're into that sort of thing. A completionist of sorts. And we have Headmasters, Deceps, and The Lost Light.
There you go.
It's been a busy weekend. And it was supposed to be our relaxing weekend, but
That's the way it goes.
that's the way it goes. So there you go. And then we have the Sherpa. RC. And the Rosie the Riveter motif. I actually, a little story behind that one. I did that one for Robert as a gift to his daughter. This is my G1 collage, season 1. I plan on doing others, and then they'll eventually kind of all line up and match up. But so this is G1 Season 1. Big players. And like I said, when they're all done, most of the key components should be present. Shockwave standing on a throne of Autobot bits. Mainly Autobot leader bits. So there's lots of little Easter eggs and stuff in there. If you look closely, you should see Star Saber references, Ultra Magnus, Grimlock, Rodimus Prime, Optimus Prime. One of my favorites. Sheesh. Galvatron. And I'm deleting this video in a week too, by the way. And Bruticus. I think this is the last Bruticus.
Yeah, I think the Sherpa, most of them are the last. Actually, most of all of them are the last.
Bruticus holding or Defensor bits, and he's holding something, right? Or his gun. And lastly, Bumblebee. And that's what we got. So, 100 for the plush, 125 for the Sherpa. I'm paying for shipping. Get in contact with me through any of the socials or email. I am on Instagram more often than anything else for quickest response. And this is good for 1 week, and then back to business. And if there's anything else. And then next week we have the pre-order for something else. All right, so let's do some Q&A. Any questions regarding initial kind of thoughts on the third-party panel? I'm going to have a sip.
I don't really see a question.
All right.
But there's a little delay, too. Did any of it inspire you?
Inspire me. The rung was pretty exciting. It's nice that we're seeing Protectobots. Look, unfortunately, the kind of scale I've gone with puts me in a bit of a pickle with those. But my general plan right now regarding the Protectobots, and only because I'm like in, phase 3 crisis mode of trying to complete this G1 collection, especially seasons 1, 2, and 3, is my general plan is to do MMC in robot mode and do X-Transbots in combined mode, because I know the MMC combined mode does not work for me. The X-Transbots, I don't know for sure how I feel about it yet, but I'm feeling better after they retooled the trailer. So that's my plan.
How do you feel about Defensor?
Yeah, that's my plan for Defensor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm trying to read this at the same time. Did you see Make Toys Shockwave on front page of TFW?
I have not. Did you see that Make Toys had no no audio to go with the visual? I found that more interesting.
A lot of questions about fans' toys not showing and what your thoughts are.
Yeah, that's scary, isn't it? I don't know what's going on there. I have no insight into that. I know this. I know they haven't been shut down. What is going on with them, I do not know. And the only reason why I say I know they haven't been shut down is because I was told by inside folks over there for a different company that if that were to happen, everybody would know, because the news on it, like the word of mouth on it, would travel so quickly, so rapidly that like it would be so many multiple sources reporting it that it would be undeniable. Like if you look at what happened with the Wei Zhang thing, when you started hearing scuttlebutt before official word, like, it became like, oh, this is a thing. The Fans Toys thing would be so much faster than that because of its impact in the kind of the game.
How exciting were the Omnibots for you?
So they're cool. You know,
They
I'm
were
glad
the
to see them. But you know, those are like characters like that, the Omnibots, Deluxe Insecticons, stuff like that. I would feel better about getting after I had the characters that were present in the show. But I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. I'm happier to see them than to not have seen them. But I would have been more exciting. I would have been personally more excited with Runabout Run Amok, with a Sandstorm, Broadside, characters that I feel like are not really getting thought about.
How do you feel about MMC not delivering the Autobot cassettes for 2 years now?
I mean, par for the course, I guess. Like, look at how long it's taken them to get that DJD set out. You know, like, it's been forever. Like, if you think about that DJD set, which is finally complete, I'm just waiting for my fifth one to come in. If you think about that, like, that started after the DJD were popular characters, and it's ending after that comic book series has ended. Like, it's funny to me, but like all those characters dead. You know what I mean? And I'm still waiting on my fifth one.
Do you miss not being at TFCon right now?
Definitely, definitely. I miss all of that. I miss the community aspect of this stuff greatly, greatly.
How does that mask smell?
Like the inside of a cardboard box.
um, when do you think they'll show the finish on HasLab Razor Crest?
HasLab Razor. Oh, the 3 3/4. I don't know. I don't know. It's the Razor Crest is the first HasLab that I passed on. Well, the first HasLab I didn't get the Cookie Monster. Justice for Cookie Monster. Hashtag Justice for Cookie Monster. But I didn't. I passed on the Razor Crest because I'm just like I'm not into 3 3/4 vehicles as much as I am into 3 3/4 characters. I don't know where to put the 3 3/4 vehicles I have now, and with that big thing, so to speak, I didn't know where I was gonna put it. Plus, I'm not that huge of a Mandalorian fan in the first place, so I passed on it. But I would imagine February. February would be my guess as to when you'll see finished photos of the Razor Crest.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna miss stuff. Didn't Fans Toys have a Perceptor and Soundwave coming?
Yes.
Why didn't they show those again?
I don't know.
Will IDW have rebooted their books a second time by the time MMC puts those cassettes out?
Yes, definitely. And I'll tell you what else is funny is like Planet X is now putting out a Grimlock from IDW, which I might get. But they're just getting started on something like long after. So in that respect, I guess MMC is ahead of the curve.
What did you think of the Planet X Grimlock?
So I'm excited about that. But here's the thing about that Planet X Grimlock. So it's another set. Like I can't just get the Grimlock. I gotta get the Croc and the Crankcase and all the other characters that are a part of the Scavengers in order to feel good about having the Grimlock by itself doesn't move me, but having the team of Scavengers together would feel great.
Are you still on King Toys Predaking?
Dude, all right. First of all, let me say this. Ryan, who hosted that panel, is a sweetheart. Very kind dude, a nice dude, a pleasure to be around. But he talked about those bird feet for what felt like 20 minutes. I'm still in at this point. However, all of mine are still sealed in their shippers in case this Predaking looks like trash and I gotta get rid of them all. And when I say trash, it's really unfair. In case this Predaking doesn't look the way I want it to look. Which is to say, I'm okay if it doesn't look super G1 as long as it looks clearly inspired by G1. So like the Rampage and the Land Bull, they look clearly inspired by it. This one for me is more of a departure from Dive Bomb. So I'm certain. And the fact that the monkey pants are gonna make the base of it makes me very nervous about that thing. So I'm very scared. I have them all. I haven't opened them because if it turns out not to be good, I am quickly dispatching them.
So yes, he's drinking wine from a straw.
That's a fact.
And is it interesting more third party is moving into things like Fatimus, Energon Prime, after Armada, or that Star Convoy we saw, less G1, more oddball anime Japanese designs?
So that's the takeaway for me from this is the amount of Japanese season 4 stuff, like season 4 stuff that we saw, like the Japanese G1 continuity. There was a lot of it, and time will tell. Um, Look, I know that stuff means a lot to a lot of people. I respect that. I don't know what the end of the day numbers are for that kind of stuff. Some of the stuff that they show, I don't even know who they are. Like there was a fire truck and the Headmaster Juniors, right? What? So show me the numbers on Minerva, right? Show me the numbers on Minerva. What Minerva sold, and then show me the numbers on the last. Show me the numbers on the last kind of more obscure G1, US figures. Show me the numbers on the crosshairs from Make Toys. Like, and if you say like, well, that one has been around longer, then show me first week numbers. From a distributor standpoint. I hope that I hope Fans Hobby is successful. I think that third party is more interesting with Fans Hobby in it. But Fans Hobby, Zeta, who still didn't show a Predaking, or any progress on Predacons. But I think that I don't know if a lot of these characters, as you get past U.S. seasons 1 through 4, including the '86 movie, I don't know how they're gonna do. Obviously, Fans Hobby is doing well enough now where they're able to maintain, and I think that that's probably an accurate reflection of the fandom. But when you have 3 or 4 different companies participating in that game, I don't know what those numbers start to look like. We know that G1, US G1, can support multiple companies making multiple variations of the same character and still survive. It's right, we know that. We don't know that about the Japanese stuff.
What's the most disappointing thing you saw from this con?
That's a harder question to answer. Probably when Make Toys, when that thing started off with the Make Toys banner, I was like, let's go. And then when it was more Seekers, that was heartbreaking for me because who I want their Brainstorm and their other Headmasters and Target Masters, so that Make Toys offerings and, it's just more Seekers, dude. It's like, God bless.
They're 26-inch Norflies on the Billies. Do you think MMC will make a Joker repaint for next year's TFCon exclusive?
I don't know. I mean, who would they get to be it? I think that'd be cool. A cool little novelty thing. I passed on all the exclusives this year, which was nice. Shout out to Get Right Robot, who did the box art for the Windblade. That's a rare occasion where a good person and a talented person are occupying the same body, and I think highly of that dude. So shout out to him. Congratulations.
Will we be doing a Dummies episode on the TFCon reveals?
I don't think so, only because of time. So the Dummies record this Friday. We probably will have a topic related to the reveals, but it'll be more about what the reveals mean for the MP collector, less about what the MP reveal kind of direct opinions were.
Yes, there was no Skullfest, and no one destroyed my toilet. But no, it was sad. It was sad not to have Skullfest this year. That's from Paul C.
Paul C would have been. Paul C was invited to Skullfest this year. He knows it wasn't there.
No, he's asking me
Oh.
if I was happy that no one destroyed my toilets. Opinion on Moon Studio Raiden?
So I did a whole sit down Saturday on this, but I think it's the Zeta. I'm 100% sure it's the Zeta Raiden. I don't know why the company name has changed or they sold the design. It's obviously one of the two. I think it looks great. I don't know. So you show up there for a second. So that's the space I have allotted for Autobot combiners. Obviously, 3 would fit super perfect if you look at the Decepticon ones. 3 fits great. I don't know how 4 will look. I will try it. If 4 looks good, I will probably get it just because I have the space. But the problem that I'll run into is Skylinks. If they ever did a Skylinks, where would I put that? So a lot of times now when I'm buying stuff or pre-ordering stuff or thinking about what I'm buying, I'm simultaneously logistically thinking about it because I'm getting to a point in my collection space where, there's an empty shelf there, right? That's where the Protectobots go. So like every character in this thing of ours has an allocated space. And when that space is occupied, that's it for that space. So I'm always like Raiden is not one of the characters that I am concerned with. So I would like to get him just to have 4 combiners up there. It would look balanced. It would look symmetrical, which is a big deal to me. But I'm simultaneously have to concern myself with the space I have available.
Thoughts on the Deathsaurus, or comparing them, I guess.
So we have the MMC one, which is an IDW one, and then we have the X Transbots one, which is a G1, for lack of a better term, one, and then we have the Planet X one that's already available. To me, they're two different things. If you want an IDW, the only Deathsaurus I know is from IDW. I know that he's in the Japanese continuation stuff, but I have no connection to him there. I don't care much for him as a character personally in IDW, so I know the person that MMC toy is named after, and I'm more drawn to that product because I like that person. Decepticon, Dez, right? Whereas on the other end of things, I don't know anything about the G1, so it doesn't move me. It doesn't do anything for me.
Gosh, guys, it's jumping all around. Was it a bit odd? Come to think of it, there didn't seem to be any legend scale reveals as much as it seemed like that scale's surpassing Masterpiece.
I thought the same thing. I thought the exact same thing. The only thing that would have made it more odd is if we didn't get more movie stuff, but we got tons of new movie stuff. But I 100% agree with you. I don't know if New Age and Magic Square didn't participate because of just how locked in this battle they are, which is, for me, not participating in the battle is super fun and entertaining to watch how much they seemingly hate each other. But I can't help but think maybe they don't want to reveal too many of their cards.
Yes, Paul, he was excited, probably most excited for Rung.
100%.
Opinion on the superposable Optimus. Is he the one that was doing karate in that one pose?
Yeah. So here's the thing about that. I get why they did packs, right? Because a lot of people have thrown their hat in the game already for what, in my opinion, is a more iconic IDW representation of Optimus Prime. Flames Toys has done it with their model kit. G Creations has done it. Generation Toy has done it. So I understand that going this route opens up the door to something relatively undone, for lack of a better term. Come Undone by Duran Duran is where I would drop the Duran Duran picture in right here if I was doing a sit-down Saturday. However, I don't care about that. So once again, if they were to have done like the kind of more Alex Milne design of Optimus Prime with like the wrist flaps and stuff, I would have bought that. But because it's this Orion Pax character, which is cool that they're doing it, and the articulation does look good. I feel like they were giving that articulation a little bit more credit than it deserves. I feel like we've gotten super hyper articulated figures from MMC's Cross Dimensions line, but so it didn't necessarily stick out to me. Come here, any better than that, but I think it's cool, but it's not for me.
What are you guys doing?
We're doing a little video. You want to say hello?
Hello.
Bobby, you at least give MMC combiners a fair shake. Why do you think so many people won't, especially if it's figures they want?
So because I think that most, it's so hard to speak. I don't want to speak for everybody, but I think a lot of masterpiece collectors are going with the larger scale, right? The Zeta Toy World scale that DX9 has subscribed to, that Fans Toys has subscribed to. So let's think about that a bit. Toy World and Zeta kind of blazed the trail there. DX9 tags on, and then you want to count? How many fingers is this?
1, 2, 3, 4,
Good job.
5.
Nope.
Where's the fifth one? Come on. You're going to be in the resource room.
Okay.
Oh, she's trying to
No,
point it
don't
out.
count that. Don't count that one. He's hiding.
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's it. So you have 4 companies subscribing to one scale in regard to combiners. And then you have X-Transbots who kind of missed their shot, right? Because they put out the Stunticons around the time that the scale was getting locked down. So they missed their shot. So they redesigned the trailer, and in my opinion, the redesign was to get it closer to this scale. So they're kind of competing. But MMC is like just not on board. Like they're doing their own thing. They're doing that scale that Unique Toys was kind of doing, and then they did the same character that Unique Toys did. So it's like MMC from the outside looking in loves MMC, and they don't really, in my opinion, care too much about what other people are doing. They're just doing them, so, which is cool, and I respect it. However, now if you buy an MMC combiner, you got to buy special shoes for it, like the kid that walked funny in class, or it's going to be, like 6 inches smaller than your combiners, and I think that matters to most people.
Hi, Matt. Are you excited for Energon? Is that what I just said? Energon Optimus? No.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't even know what Energon Optimus is.
Why do you need that?
MMC combiners don't match Zeta scale. Team is way out of scale. What's Leia holding? What's the kid holding? Do you want to show him what you're holding?
Who is that?
Wawa.
Wonder Woman. Her middle name is Diana, so she has a Wonder Woman thing that she always carries around.
Thoughts on X-Transbots
She's not
not
just
showing
saying.
anything
She doesn't have
old?
legs.
Not showing anything old.
Yeah.
I mean, great. A little alarming that they didn't show the trailer for Motormaster, but great news that that they like X-Transbots stole the show. Even though they didn't have my favorite reveal, they 100% stole the show. So, I think X-Transbots deserves a show every once in a while.
Did you ever think of a Junkion diorama?
Funny you should ask.
Will Transformission ever give us a G1 Menasor?
No, they don't have interest in G1. Everything that Transformission and Warbitron and Generation Toy have done has always been stylized. So I would doubt that they would do a G1 version.
Sam said IKEA missed their chance to launch their new Transformers-friendly DTOFs.
Hey, Daddy.
And no, Leia's Wonder Woman doesn't flip.
No.
And it does.
Where do you see third party in 5 years?
What a great question to answer. So all right, we'll close with that. But keep asking the questions. I'll go back and look at them, and I'll try to add them into next week's Sit Down Saturday. That question, where do you see third party in 5 years, is a question that used to come up on SCU, and it became like a running joke, right? You know what we didn't ask? We were asking the wrong question. We talked about it on Nerve Rage this past week. It's not where do you see third party in 5 years, it's where do you see yourself in 5 years. That was the question that we should have been asking. With that being said, thanks for checking in. Sorry I couldn't stay later, but I really do got to do some stuff around here. Hit me up if you need anything. The blankets, I'm covering the shipping. It's on me. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care. Say bye.
Bye.
How do I just exit out?
I had a good ending there. You're supposed to be on it.
Sorry, guys. See ya.